Hey, what's going on guys, Wingspan here and welcome back to another tutorial. And today guys, I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple hidden staircase in Minecraft Pocket Edition. This is really simple to make, and if that's something you are interested in, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's get it started. Alright guys, as you can see, these three blocks are what we're gonna be using for the hidden staircase, and I marked them in blue so you guys can get a little bit better idea. But as you can see, there is no levers or buttons exposed over here, and the way we actually go through our little hidden staircase is by going to this block and clicking right there. You can see that staircase is going to open, allowing us to enter our little base, and it's also going to close right behind us, and that way no one will be able to follow us. Now you can set this up so you go into a base or have some kind of the secret layer like this, where you can maybe have like the super smelter, maybe enchanting area, and maybe some shulker box storage or something like that. You can pretty much put anything that you want, and as you can see, you can go as big or as small as you want. I just made this little setup over here, and you can pretty much maybe store some of your valuable stuff over here. And just a little building tip: if you're using these shulker boxes as the storage, it's a really nice idea to put the block that you're storing right behind, so that way when you exit out of the shulker box you can see the block behind there. But of course, once you are done over here with your secret layer or the base, when you want to exit, you just go to the staircase and press this button, and as you can see, it's going to open and again close right behind us, so no one would be able to see it, and no one would ever notice that there is something wrong with the floor if you have all of the blocks same. And this is by far my favorite little way to hide the redstone input. As you can see, we have a couple stairs over here, and the first one is curved like that. So once we put another stair next to it, it's going to create like this little block over here with the chunk missing. And this chunk over here is basically transparent, which means we can actually click right through it, and that's the way we can actually hide the redstone input in form of the button or the lever right behind the wall. And the best thing to use is actually stone big stairs, because as you can see, if you use the quartz, this little line is going to appear. But if you're using the stone brick stairs and stone brick blocks, you're not going to be able to notice that because they all have that little line right there. But this button is pretty much what's controlling the whole contraption. As you can see, when we press the button, this redstone is going to go into little comparator clock, which is going to allow us to pretty much enter our little secret staircase, and it's going to close right behind us, so that just gives us enough time to do all of that. But once we press the button, this redstone is going to get activated, which is actually going to turn the storage off, which is going to turn out all of the contraption. And as you can see over here, we have three sets of the pistons right behind these blocks over here. So the first one is just the normal piston, and the second one is the double piston extender, and finally we have a little flush system right there. So you can see that first redstone that's gonna get activated is this piston over here. So that's just the normal piston, and it's going to pull the first block down. Then we have the redstone leading downstairs and connected to the double piston extender over here, and you've seen me build this 100 times, so I am assuming a lot of you guys already know how to make this. But in case you don't, you pretty much need to power the bottom piston with 4 tick delay over here, and the second one with the 8 tick, pretty much doubling what you have at the bottom. Then we actually need to lead the redstone up to this block, because once we press the lever, the first thing that's going to happen is that this piston is going to push the another piston right there, and we need to have this block powered over here to pretty much power that piston over there, and that's going to enable the double piston extension. And the reason we have 8 tick delay over here is for the double piston retraction part. And another interesting thing about this is that these over here repeaters are actually part of the double piston extender, but because everything is so tight together, it's also powering the piston that's part of the flush system over there. So this piston is actually getting powered by 8 tick delay, so that's something that we need to keep in mind. And pretty much we needed to counter that with another repeater over here. So we can see that we have 8 tick delay right there, and another repeater set to 4 ticks delay to pretty much make the little flash system. And this may look complicated, but it's actually incredibly simple, and I broke it down into the parts. So you can see this is the first piston that we're using, just a normal sticky piston that's pulling the first block down. Then the next piston is actually the double piston extender, as you can see over here, really simple to make. And now finally we have the little flash system, and keep in mind normally you would do the flash system like this. This piston would basically have no delay, and these two would have some kind of the delay, pretty much allowing this piston to pull the block down before these pistons move the piston and the block that is holding out of the way. So because we have the 8 tick delay from the double piston extender over here, we pretty much needed to counter that with another repeater, and that's basically making the little flash system door, as you can see over here. And the reason it looks complicated is because we had to carry just a loop around over here around all of the different contraptions, so that way it wouldn't interfere with one another. But as you can see, that redstone is really simple, and the final part of the redstone is actually the button that's allowing us to exit the hidden staircase over here. You can see that we have the button on this side, and that just leads us to the beginning over here. And we pretty much have the repeater with 4 ticks delay over here, which is going to allow us to again have enough time to actually exit before it closes right behind us. And the reason we have the repeater is because we don't want these two lines to interfere with one another. So that's why we are pretty much using the redstone repeater over here, and also to add a little bit delay. So that's all there is for the redstone, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. Alright guys, so the blocks we're going to need for this are block of your choice, redstone, sticky piston, redstone repeater, redstone comparator, a button of your choice, redstone torch, then we're going to need some more block of your choice, some kind of stairs, and some slabs. So we're going to start off by placing on the sticky pistons, and we're going to start off with the double piston extender right there. Then we're going to put another block right there, and another sticky piston to the side of the double piston extender, having it one block higher. And then go ahead and do the same on this side, and break the block underneath. And we're going to put the last couple of the pistons a little bit later on for the little flash setup over there. But now we pretty much need to use our block of choice and go one block higher than the pistons over here, just leaving a gap in between them, and put the line like that. And that's pretty much going to be the blocks that we're gonna be pulling down for our secret hidden staircase. Then we can just go ahead and put a couple of the blocks over here, just to kind of make it a little bit easier for us to actually walk on, and have a little platform over here. So just go ahead and do something like that. And again, these 3 blocks are showing where our hidden staircase is going to be. Then go ahead and put in the wall in just like that. And I'm not gonna be bothering with the other side, because this is pretty much what we need. Then go ahead and go to these blocks and break them like that. And we're gonna use these stairs over here. So just go ahead and make sure that this stair is actually curved, and that's pretty much how you get them. Pretty much put the first one like that, and another one the normal way around, and this little chunk over here is again going to be transparent. Then go ahead and pretty much use the block of your choice and put the block over here one block away from the actual stair, and go ahead place the button right there. So that's gonna be clickable from this side, and it might take a little bit of time to get used to, but once you do, it's gonna be really amazing. And this is, in my opinion, the best way to actually hide the redstone input. But this block is gonna get powered once we push the button, so just go ahead and leave a little gap in between them, and go ahead place the redstone dust right there. Then we can just go ahead and make a little staircase that's going like so, and pretty much have it leading down to this piston over here, and just go ahead and break those blocks like so. Then we can pretty much extend this a little bit, because this is where we're gonna be putting our little comparator clock, which is going to enable us to pretty much go through the staircase with enough delay that once we go down is going to close right behind us, so that way no one can follow us. So just go ahead and lead the redstone down like so, place the comparator going outwards like that, have the redstone dust kinda curving around, and have another redstone comparator right there, and that's pretty much our clock finished. Then go ahead and place the redstone torch on the side of this block. So again, once we press the button, it's gonna get deactivated, and place the redstone right there. And as you can see, the first piston is going to get activated. Then next off, we need to do the double piston extender. So just go ahead and break a couple blocks from and the double piston extender over here, and place the redstone repeater going into the block underneath the first and the bottom piston over here, and of course set it to 3 tick delay, or click it 3 times and set it to 4 tick delay. Then we need to put the block to the side of the second piston over here and have 3 blocks going like so, and then just go ahead and double what we have at the bottom, so 2 repeaters set to 4 tick delay over here, and we can connect that with the redstone dust like so. Then go ahead, put the block in the middle over here and bring it over by 1 and destroy it right there. So we need to power this block, so that way we get the double piston extension. So just go ahead and put the blocks right there, and the reason we're using the slab over here is because we don't want to cut the signal out like that. So using the slab, the redstone can actually go through this, and we can pretty much save some space. So just go ahead and put the redstone dust right there, and that's our double piston extender pretty much done. Then we can just go ahead and connect it through this redstone line over here. But before we do that, we're actually going to place the final pistons over here. So you can see that this piston is actually going to get powered through the double piston extender over here. So that's the first piston of our little flush system over here. So just go ahead from the other side, go ahead and put 2 sticky pistons like so. One level with the first piston, leaving of course 1 gap in between them, and another piston on top of it for the block that's going to be pulled down. Then we pretty much need to connect this with the redstone dust over here, and we can pretty much connect the last piece over here. So just go ahead and put the block on the bottom piston of these 2 pistons over here, and we can use this redstone line to pretty much bring it right here. And of course, since we have the 8 tick delay over here, we're going to mimic that right on this side. So go ahead and put the 2 redstone repeaters going from the first redstone piece over here, and of course click them to add the delay, then add the redstone dust over here to pretty much go around the corner, and add the final repeater right there. So we can click it 4 times and pretty much counter the repeaters that we have on this side. And that's pretty much all there is for that. If you actually press the button, you can see that it's going to open and it's going to close after a while, which is pretty much going to be enough time for us to get down and pretty much close it right behind us. So you can see that's working all perfectly. Now we can go ahead and pretty much go down here, and you can cover the redstone over here, so you get a little bit better view once you're going down the stairs. So just go ahead and pretty much create like some kind of the wall over here to cover all of the redstone up. And of course pretty much have the button to exit out of this little secret staircase. So just go ahead, do anything that you want over here, and of course add another little block over here, so that way we can get a nice little staircase. So from this here you can see that piston is visible right there. So just go ahead and put the button on the side of the block that's next to it, so you can see right there. And of course when we press this button, nothing is going to happen. So you can see that this block is going to get powered. Now we need to carry that to the beginning over here. So just go ahead and create a little line over here. And again, you may need to make sure that this block is getting powered by the button. So don't put the block right there, just put it 1 block lower. And another thing to keep in mind is that we can't have the redstone going like that, because it would get connected to this, and we don't want that to happen. So this block is pretty much going to power this redstone dust, and we need to make sure that we go 1 block up, so that way it's not going to interfere with the redstone over here. So just go ahead and do something like that, and we can pretty much use the redstone dust to go all the way around. And of course because we don't want them to interfere like that. Just go ahead and put the repeater going into the first block that's underneath our little button, and of course set it to 4 tick delay, so that way we are actually going to have enough time to exit out of the stairs. So the final thing is to just go ahead and test it out. So go ahead, press the button, and as you can see we are gonna be able to exit out, and again it's going to close right behind us. And don't worry if you're a little bit too slow, as you saw right there, the pistons are actually going to push you up. And of course, if we have this all the same block like this, no one would ever be able to tell that there is a hidden staircase, and that's pretty much amazing. Of course, go ahead and test this side out. And the way you actually click this is that you need to go to the bottom right corner of this little chunk over here. So just kind of try to imagine and follow this line over here and right there. So that's a small little block over here, pretty much a quarter of all of the blocks over here. So just go ahead and press the button, make sure that everything is working fine, and that's pretty much all complete. So that's pretty much all there is for today's video. As you can see, the redstone at the end may look a little bit complicated, but once we break it down to the parts, it's really simple to make. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it, or at least find this video useful. And if you did, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.